In today's video I have a little Sharp television with the old Linitron brand on it. I guess sometime in the late 70s, early 80s. It is a 9C145 is the model. That's before they went to like the CX14 and then later CX34 series portable TVs. This one is meant to work, but we'll find out if that's really the case and how well it runs. Well, I think we've got a noisy volume control. Yep. Pretty typical of something sold as working. Colour and brightness on the front, or maybe it's contrast. Oh, it is contrast. Oh, we've got a little, is that something to help us tune it? I think that's to turn the band switch, is it? Yeah, you can turn it without that, but that's a little extension. They're normally missing atoms, so that's something a bit rarer that you don't normally see. And if there are any other controls, they're on the back. What have we got on the back? Standard socket. I think these are live chassis and that's an isolated socket. We've got vertical hold. There's a hole to do the focus. Oh, there's the brightness up the top there. It's a little thumb wheel there. Oh, we're getting a bit brighter in the picture now. Maybe because I pressed a channel button. Yeah, that's it. But at least the tube looks good in it, although I'm not sure about the height. I suspect we're a bit short on vertical height from the look of that. But I guess we'll get the pattern generator hooked up and tuned in. That should be on channel 3 and 4, I think. So we want VL band. These got, oh yeah, they've got a little indicator thing that winds as you go. I think they do anyway. Is it winding? It doesn't feel like it, or look like it's winding. They got these fiddly little wheels. I don't know if the other end of this, maybe that does the other bit of the wheel. I think it does. Oh, we've got vertical hold, but now we've got a good signal. For a work, that's probably why the vertical height was down. Ooh, oh, that's the pattern generator doing that weird thing. Grayscale's not too bad. There is a little bit of interference on there, but that could just be the pattern generator or something. Yeah, good amount of contrast. Good amount of brightness. Let's go to the grayscale. Oh, I could have just turned the colour down, I guess. Yeah, that's bringing all the bands in or taking them out. Possibly a little greeny colour, but I think I could do a little bit of blue in the colour. Yeah, it's a lot of interference, really. Assume I'm definitely tuned into the right spot. Looks like it. Not a different sidebandy thing. So we need to clean the volume control. Could even be having that, having the pattern generator close might be part of the problem. But no height issue, thank God. Maybe a little bit more blue in the colour would be nice. Oh, left my little thing on there, didn't I? Now we've jammed it. Go Sharp, what are you doing? It's popped off its little thing. There were some earlier Sharps in the white cases, I think, which were possibly 8C model numbers rather than 9C that the yolks used to burn up in. And there was a Chrysler band one. I get a feeling in a Pi version too, I think. Or was it these ones? I'm trying to remember now. There was the big upright one which had the sort of touch tuning down the side. It was more square shaped than these ones. definitely one of these models. But I seem to remember I did have a Chrysler one with a crook yoke in it, and it was in this, looked very similar to this set, so maybe a couple of them survived without the yokes cooking up. Maybe it was just a bad batch, or the wedges or something. So I better have a look at it, because I know there's definitely some of these sharps, you get a weird sort of deformed picture with all the colours unconverged, I guess. Like a smaller bendy folded over picture or something, and yeah, the 3 different colours, or at least a couple of them, would be quite out. They weren't even on top of each other anymore, and then often you'd be followed by a burning smell. What else is holding it together? That's just clipped. Yeah, hard to know. But yeah, that's the kind of chassis I remember. These, yeah, definitely an isolated type socket. So I'm pretty sure these are full. Did it say on the back, live chassis? It should do. If it is one, warning warning, dangerous voltage inside chassis, live contact is dangerous. So you shouldn't be touching anything in these without an isolation transformer. We've got a 370 EFB22 tube, a few cobwebs. These are generally a very reliable chassis. I think there's a bit of cracking going on what is probably the degaussing PTC. I'd say it would be. That's the degausser there, I think. So yeah, that's starting to crack a little bit. Probably doesn't matter. We've got a separate, oh no, it is a combined locked and tripler. The old F1154 type. And there's our volume, switch volume down there, down in the front here. So we should be able to squirt that. They've nicely put it with the pot, slot in the pot facing upwards. Might even fire that up. But like I say, don't go touching anything in these. It's just got one of these. What are they? Oh, it's just a 2SC transistor. I thought they actually might have had one of the SDR 371 or something chips. Or a sharp version. Often sharp. Good. Sharp rebadge their chips with IX numbers. And there used to be a list that would tell you what the equivalents were. That seems to fix that nicely. Nice sharp picture, so which you'd hope on a sharp, I guess. So yeah, this I would say is a fairly low hour set. It's quite dirty, but it's probably low hours. Hey, these got the white type yoke wedges. I don't think that they were some sort of synthetic stuff that never failed. Normally I used to put that type into the Korean TVs that had the wedges that went bad. I can't remember if this is the model that had the yoke that failed. Picture tube made by Hitachi. So they always made good tubes, except for one bad one they had there where the heaters would go intermittent in it. Some oddball tube they used in one of their 51 centimeters or 48, I think it was a 51. And there was no other tube with the same pin out. It was like a unique Hitachi only one, and of course that's the one that failed. And you used to get a colour intermittently dropping out, and you tap on the back of the tube and you could, must have been a faulty weld in there or something, and could actually see one of the heaters go out, and that was the colour that failed to materialise at the time. I guess we can have a quick look, see what the soldering and stuff's like. Again, like I say, don't touch this without an isolation transformer. I've got it unplugged at the moment. All looks pretty good. Always worth checking things like your horizontal drive transformers, any sort of transformers, inductors. I think that's probably the driver there, is it? Or is that the switch mode? That could be the drive. Well, that's the horizontal out. If we follow the base, well, we can't really. Where does it go? Oh, there it is there. Just a little one, so I'm not sure what that... It says something about B plus on it. That actually looks like an east-west pincushion while it's up near the yoke, so it probably is. There's a few joints there could kind of do with a touch-up, but don't think these sets were known for dry joints, so I don't think I'll really bother. And yeah, capacitors, everything in these was pretty reliable. Trying to remember what I actually saw wrong with these sets. I did buy a few of them not working, I think, but can't for the life of me remember. Could be accidental damage or something. I think these tuners used to get broken a bit. Yeah, don't know, unless it was the one with the yokes. But then I can't remember if I ever found another yoke that would run in those. Get a feeling I tried, because there was a couple of them kicking around. I think pretty sure someone gave me the Chrysler version with a cooked yoke, and I think, yeah, like I say, I'm pretty sure there was also a pie labelled one, which I may have seen with a cooked yoke, or maybe it was a Sharp one. I think the yokes in the Sharp C206s used to go as well, which was a similar era. A bit earlier than these ones, I think. They were a bit of a lemon of a TV. The C224, these are the bigger TVs. They were both not the greatest TVs. So Sharp started badly with a couple of bad models, but quickly got good, and there, yeah, the latest stuff, really good quality, this sort of era onwards. Very reliable. It did see them occasionally, but like I say, I can't actually even remember what used to go wrong with them, so can't have been a lot of common issues with them. I think the flybacks in some Sharps would occasionally die, like in any TV, even the really good ones. You'd get the odd one. And yeah, they've got this funny arrangement of tuning stuff up in here with little, yeah, they've got the little plastic bits that wind along. They're like a multi-turn pot. Basically it goes from 30 volts down to 0 volts roughly, and feeds the voltage to the tuner depending which band you're on. And they've got the band switch, I think, built onto the front of them. And then yeah, these ones actually had a little indicator thing that winds along. It's just a diagonal line on a white piece of plastic, and as it gets pulled along, the part of the line you see slowly moves down. And I think I seem to remember maybe changing some of those pots, but whether that was because someone was a bit rough with them or not. In some of these Sharps I think I've had issues with those tuning boards. Other than that, yeah, very reliable, I think. I can't remember replacing any chopper transistors or regulator parts in the power supply or the horizontal outputs, but it may have happened. But yeah, I know I did see these TVs around from time to time, but yeah, probably some were just worn tubes in them or something. But anyway, that one's quite a good little TV, so not disappointing. But the only issue was, not surprisingly, scratchy volume. I think that'll probably clean up quite nicely. It's got quite a few fine scratches on it, so it's not going to be mint. But I only really bought it as a display piece. I don't think I'll really be using it.